got number 10, Devil Jules, 143, Ludacris, 1776, Busty St. Clair, 216, Defiant T. Rand, 256, G. Cripps, number 3, Benny TKO, 33, Deja Boom, 42, Indominus Hex, 0429, Arena Varana, 45, LOJ, 47, Just Crazy, lots of people missing, 607, Jorge Curves, 77, Made in Hell, 777, Devious, 988, hello everybody. That is our Ohio crew.
All right, let's meet Team Maryland. Skating in red with their state flag trim. Number 112, Mike X Scratch. Number 13, Rocket Rosie. Number 25, Eddie Kruger. Number 26, Sugar Speed. Number 31, Buyer's Remorse. Number 343, Mechanic and a Witness. Number 44, J.K. Jakes. Number 47, Zach. Number 512, Mike Caroless. Number 671, Tricky Nicky. Number 7, Marv E. Rust. Number 94, Guantanamo. And number 202, Condoleezza Slice. We are underway.
There we go. We got Devious going in there for it. Ohio.
And Zach picking up the jammer for Team Maryland. Devious steps off in hot pursuit, backstop at the exit of turn 1. Zach in the back, blockers all fall down. Jam is called.
Oh! We got a 3, we got a 4.
Yeah, we got 4 for Ohio, and we've got 3 for Maryland.
I just realized we have no one on the feed right now. I'm not doing double dipping.
No one is going to see this wonderful, very fast pace game.
Right? We're the fastest one ever.
Okay, that is Deja Boom, the jammer for number 143. That is Ludacris. Buyer's Remorse, the jammer for Maryland.
Sure, sounds good. Running solo. Uh-oh.
Okay. Jam number 3, Team Ohio. Number 33, Deja Boom, the jammer, and his lead for Team Ohio. Shutter Speed, the jammer for Team Maryland, out as well, having completed her initial pass. Deja Boom will call the jam with 4 points in hand. And Ohio will extend their lead to 11-3. I've been Pixel-Out. I had to jump out here in an emergency. I'll try to run through the rosters as we get a chance. But we join the action with Ohio leading by a score of 11-3, 27-16 remaining in period number 1. Devious to the jammer line for Team Ohio. Oh, not Devious, excuse me. Oh, that is Devious, I'm sorry.
Devious, number 777 out of Ohio.
And this is going to be a power jam for Ohio. Maryland jammer picked up a penalty right at the start of the jam. So Devious shrugs off a block from number 512, I Care Less, for Team Maryland. Ohio in white, Maryland in red. Maryland leaning heavily into the Calvert flag motif on their uniforms, as per usual. Devious planted to the infield, still on the power jam. She'll call it off. And that'll freeze the Maryland jammer in the penalty box. That is number 47, Zap.
That's fantastic.
So Ohio skating in this bout. Number 10, Family Jewels. Number 143, Bruta Chris. Number 1776, Busty St. Clair. Number 216, Defiant Tyrant. Number 256, Decrypt. Number 3, Betty TKO. Number 33, Deja Boom. Number 42, Indominus Hex. Number 429, Carmina Piranha. Number 45, Halo Chick. Number 47, Just Crazy. Number 77, Made in Hell. Number 607, Gorgeous Curves. Number 777, Devious. And number 988, Maloik. Betty TKO with the Jammer Star for Ohio and a power jam to start. Gets lead status. Zap out in hot pursuit, forces the quick call off.
Ohio, number 3, Betty TKO.
And skating from Maryland, number 112, Mina Cat Scratch. Number 13, Wreck-It Rosie. Number 25, Eddie Kruger. Number 26, Shutter Speed. Number 31, Buyer's Remorse. Number 343, McKenna Get a Witness. Number 44, J.K. Jakes. Number 47, Zap. Number 512, I Care Less. Number 671, Tricky Nicky. Number 7, Marvy Lust. Number 94, Guantanamera. And number 202, Condoleezza Slice. So Ohio leading by 19-3. Deja Boom, the Jammer. Deja Boom gets lead. Buyer's Remorse setting off hot pursuit for Maryland. Blockers gathered around the pivot line. Deja Boom approaches the pack. She's brought to a screeching halt by number 94, Guantanamera. Forcing a quick call off of the jam. 3 points for Ohio, none for Maryland. They lead now 22-3. So this is the last bout of the night here on track number 2. We need to try to get this thing out of here by 9:45 p.m. Eastern. We'll see how this is going to go. But Ohio with a commanding lead, sending Devious to the jammer line. Shutter Speed, the jammer for Maryland. Devious driving the skates. Gets a running start and an apex skip. She picks up lead. Back block incurred by Maryland's number 25, Eddie Kruger. Shutter Speed, handing off the Jammer Star to number 7, Marvy Lust. Marvy Lust spun to the inside, continues on after completing an initial pass. Devious calls the jam. That's 4 points for Ohio. They lead now 26-3.
Pretty fast game. We're already at January 7. And it's in less than 7 minutes.
So, blockers wedged around the jammer line. And that is Bruta Chris picking up lead jammer for Ohio. Zap out of the pack in hot pursuit. And Bruta Chris with lead status as both jammers enter the pack. Elects not to call the jam right away. Zap is through. That is 4 points for Maryland. Oh. And an Ohio blocker, that is Busty St. Clair. Spun her wheels and spun out, trying to exit the penalty box. That's going to end. That ends the jam. 4-4. Ohio leading now 30-7. So we have, I believe that's Betty TKO on the jammer line for Ohio. We'll find out. Yep, that is Deja Boom. And jamming for Maryland is Buyer's Remorse. Buyer's Remorse pretty easily swallowed up by the Ohio pack. She's bounced into the referee lane. She will have to retreat. Drawn out by Betty TKO. Deja Boom with the jammer star now. Buyer's Remorse, still stuck in the pack. And buyer's remorse. Jammer star in hand.
Your heat chip, you're supposed to be on stream. It's supposed to be you and Hammer. All right. Let Hammer had to go home.
All right, and I'm back.
All right. So Deja Boom on the with lead jammer status for Ohio. And Fontana Murder received the star pass for Maryland. So we have a score of 37-7. We are 10 minutes into the first period.
It's a good score, 37.
Sure. Sevens are not quite wild. But shutter speed, the jammer for Maryland. And I believe that's devious jamming for Ohio.
Good while she does it. I don't know how she does it. She stays so light on her toes.
Both jammers wedged into the pack. Devious gets shaken free by number 256, Decrypt, but sent back into the infield. Shutter speed still bottled up as well. Devious finally finds a way out, picks up lead for Ohio.
Breaks through the pack. Finally able to take the lead again.
Shutter speed out of the pack now as well.
40 seconds into the jam, barely past turn 2.
And Devious picks up 4 points, calls the jam. That will extend Ohio's lead, 41-7. So, action resets here. Maryland momentarily with a one blocker advantage to start the jam. It's like zap to the jammer line for Team Maryland. Zap getting an escort from Condoleezza Slice. Gets out and is lead jammer for Maryland. First time in several jams they picked up lead status. Betty TKO, the jammer for Ohio. Forced to the outside, but does complete her initial pass. As Zap gets through with 4 points.
Malloy trying to get to the front, but running through one of her own blockers.
And Malloy giving an escort to Betty TKO. She's able to collect 4 points. Zap collects 4 of her own. 8-4 in the jam so far for Maryland. Again, both jammers entering at speed. Zap electing to run the jam. She will call it there. Ohio able to collect 2 more points and 2 more for Maryland. So a 10-6 jam in favor of Maryland. They've narrowed the gap 47 to 17.
I'm sorry, that's 10 for Maryland. Counting has never been my strong suit. I'm just cute and I talk a lot.
So jam is underway. And that is Deja Boom, the jammer for Ohio, picking up lead.
Our lead jammer.
And Zap, the Maryland jammer, is in the penalty box. Zap may have picked up a penalty at the end of that last jam. Ohio's on the power jam.
Halo chick up front playing a little offense.
See how many points she can get on this power jam.
But eventually, Deja Boom gets out. That's 4 points as the penalty to Zap expires.
Buyer's remorse.
And blockers reassembling around, Ohio's blockers kind of reassembling around Zap there. Deja Boom was forced to the infield. And Zap has completed her initial pass. Jam ends with 4 additional points for Ohio, no points for Maryland. Excuse me, that's 3. A 7-point jam for Ohio. They lead 54 to 17. Disregard the whistles on the other track. Devious to the jammer line for Ohio against Buyer's Remorse of Maryland.
Devious is trying to push their way through that.
Devious getting bounced around, sent to the infield, drawn back by the Maryland pivot. But Devious recovers. Buyer's Remorse still trying to find a path, and she does to the inside. Bit of an apex skip. She picks up lead for Maryland.
Doing some of the tricks that I saw her do earlier today.
Devious completes an initial pass.
Team Indiana.
Harvey Lust pushed her own skater down. Not sure what happened there. I assume it's all in good fun, but Buyer's Remorse will call the jam after getting 2 points. But keeping Ohio off the board. Yeah, go ahead. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks.
Well, normally I know most of the skaters, but in this scenario, I only know 2.
Okay.
Both on Team Ohio.
Okay.
Halo Chick, skater for Cleveland Guardians as well.
Yep.
Malloy.
Yeah, formerly of Sandusky and Glass City, among others, I think.
And Malloy, married to a Cleveland Guardian.
And a Burning River skater at one time, I believe.
We had a great moment earlier, me and her husband, where earlier this year, where we haven't skated against each other in a couple of years. He's eyeballing me, right-hand man, and he goes, and he hits me, and I just knock him down. I'm like, it's a bad idea, man. He goes, I know, but I had to try.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like-
okay. Shutter Speed calls the jam. 4 points for Maryland, no points for Ohio there. So Maryland up above the 20-point mark. Go ahead and finish your
Maryland.
story. Yeah.
Maryland playing with a lot of heart this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, they drove all the way.
Yeah, and I don't. It doesn't look like they brought a very big roster of skaters, so it's like everybody that's come has skated 3 games.
But a lot of smiles, even now. It is 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they've lost a couple of tough bouts so far this weekend. Deja Boom, jamming for Ohio, picks up lead. Zap is out in hot pursuit. And what's left of the pack is reassembling in turn 1. Zap finding a path to the inside. Deja Boom going to the outside. And both jammers make it out of the back at the same time.
Wow, Coach Allen, they're going to run the time a little bit more.
And Maryland blocker picking up a penalty there. Zap continues out of the pack. 4 points for Maryland.
Nice little breakthrough for Ohio. She gets her last 4 points.
But that was an 8-8 jam. Ohio sitting on a 62-31 lead with 12 and a half, just under 13 minutes left in the first period.
I get to switch back and forth.
You just have one ear and just go back and forth.
Yeah, we've been caught a little short-handed here on the announcer side in this last game.
That's Betty TKO.
Some people needed a ride home.
The
So
Ohio squad.
doing our best to accommodate that, but Betty TKO picking up lead jammer status for Ohio. Buyer's Remorse taking a big hit there from Britta Chris.
I think this is my 4th and a half game in a row.
Okay.
About a 10-minute break after coaching a game.
Okay. So you've been busy today.
Yeah. Can't wait for that after party.
Yeah. And that is at Lansing Shuffle Social Club and Food Hall. So the Maryland passed the jammer star to Eddie Kruger. She wasn't able to pick up any points, but Ohio picks up 4, or 8 total. They lead 70-31. So then we're going to find out here how quickly we can run a regulation WFTDA game with 2 30-minute halves.
Well, as long as you don't have a jerky coach like myself that calls 4 timeouts at the end of a tight game to get my team some breathers.
And there we have, that is number 26, Shutter Speed, picking up lead status for Maryland.
Devious jam for Ohio.
Devious turns on the Jets after conceding lead status. Shutter Speed calls the jam, picking up 1 point for Maryland.
Sometimes it's those simple things that you need. 70-32.
So we got zapped to the jammer line for Maryland.
On the clock in this first period.
And Zap is through, lead jammer. Deja Boom, the jammer for Ohio. She is currently in the process of her initial pass. Getting a lead out from Carmina Barana, but Deja Boom knocked to the floor. 4 points for Maryland. Deja Boom handing the star to Carmina Barana. They love it when we get. They love it when the announcers get the pop culture references that, that their names are coming from. So Zap blasting through, picking up another 4 points for Maryland. Carmina Barana, not normally a jammer. This, I think, is the first time I've ever seen her jam. But she's picked up 4 points as well for Ohio. Zap gets through again, calls the jam. 4 more points for Maryland. Excuse me, 3 more.
Just in the last couple of seconds of that jam, I watched like 4 skaters come out of the box and head back.
Yeah, that's a recipe for chaos. So an 11-5 jam for Maryland. They are now within 32 points of Ohio. Our skating officials this game: PB Boom, Sam Antics, Bacon ate her, technical difficulty, Most Ref, Cornholio, and Pete Colas. Devious, the jammer for Ohio. Buyer's Remorse, the jammer for Maryland. Maryland losing a blocker to the penalty box. Multiplayer block assessed to Guantanamurta. That gives Devious the space to break through as lead jammer for Ohio.
Ohio swarming around. Good reforming.
And while they're distracted by that, Devious gets through and picks up 4 points. Devious will call the jam. And that's 4 points for Ohio. They lead now 79-47. Shutter Speed returning to the jammer line for Maryland.
Well, I've got the opportunity to thank some officials. Without them, we wouldn't be able to be here. Geonetter, Cheeks, Luscious Malfoy, Sawa, Apatorture, Turn 2, Bona, Glitter.
7.5 minutes left in the first half.
Jam is underway. That is Carmina Barana taking the jammer star right from the start this time. She gets through and is lead.
Going to try to close that 32-point gap between Maryland and Ohio right now.
And Shutter Speed through as well.
Flip that.
Yeah.
Carmina Barana going to try to widen that gap.
Yeah.
Because Ohio's in the lead.
Jammers are into the pack. Carmina Barana calls it. Maryland able to steal 2 points at the end of that jam. 3 for Ohio. Score stands at 82-49. Under 7 minutes in the first half. And we have a team timeout by Maryland.
Timeout called by Maryland.
like gold ingots in his beard to carry around a battle axe.
So yeah, we got a second to talk about our non-skating officials. That's Geo Knitter, Cheeks, Luscious Malfoy, Sawa, Apper Torture, Turn 2, Bona, Glitter, and Big Tails. Coach Andy Marone of Ohio, getting in a few words with his team as well.
And I'm looking right at her.
And when action resumes, Zap will be the jammer for Maryland.
Pay attention to the best booty of the NSOs, and I've been allowed to say that because she's my coach, Miss Bona, currently doing the timeout.
Jocelyn at the start, waiting for everybody to get back into place and be ready for the next jam. 6.5 minutes left in the first half.
Possibly Betty TKO to the jammer line for Ohio. And we're ready to get back underway.
Starting back up, jam number 20.
And Betty TKO out quickly, the jammer for Ohio.
And Zap trying to
Zap contained by Maloik and a couple of other Ohio blockers. Zap is through. Betty TKO.
Nice little apex jump there. Spun around, called the jam off.
So, and moving things along. Looks like Deja Boom will be the jammer now for Ohio.
2-on-6 getting called for blocking
Against Buyer's Remorse of Maryland.
illegal block. So Ohio's gonna set with one person down. Maryland still has 2 people down.
Ohio with a 3-on-2 pack advantage to start. As the jam is underway.
For Ohio, it looks like we've got Buyer's Remorse.
And Deja Boom is lead jammer. Buyer's Remorse out shortly afterward. Buyer's Remorse engaging in a bit of jammer contact. Jam is called. 3 points for Maryland, 2 points for Ohio. Excuse me, that is 4 points for Maryland. Oh wait, 3.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed,
Yeah,
Ohio jammers, traditional star on their helmet.
right.
The Maryland jammers, it's not a star, it's a crab.
As is their right, I think, as a state team to put something a little bit different or creative, as long as it clearly indicates a jammer.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So Betty TKO back to the jammer line for Ohio.
Clear on clear action.
Oh, nice spin move to stay on her feet.
Yeah, the pack was kind of preoccupied with shutter speed.
Still trying to figure out a way to get shutter speed through.
That just gave Betty TKO enough time to get out of the pack. Shutter speed with the forearm. And that's going to put Ohio on the power jam.
We've got a power jam situation going on from Miss Betty TKO.
Power jam. Power jam. Betty TKO completes her first scoring pass of the power jam. That's 4 points for Ohio.
See how the Maryland Wall's going to do.
Blockers reassembling in the back straightaway in front of the bleachers. And that is through again for another 4 points.
Their way through for another 4.
Blockers set up the entrance of turn 3. Maloik trying to clear a path for Betty TKO, who picks up another 4. Penalty to shutter speed is expired. And Betty TKO continues on, finds another path to the inside. That's 4 more points.
20 points, and it's not been only 30 seconds this has been a power jam.
Indeed. So shutter speed. lowering her shoulder into number 47. That is just crazy. Finally gets through on an initial pass. And Betty TKO finally calling the jam. 2 more points for Ohio. A 22-point jam, and Ohio is past the century mark. They lead 110 to 52.
2.5 minutes left in the first half here.
Zap to the jammer line for Maryland. Attack advancing slowly. Zap emerges with lead status for Maryland. Deja Boom, star in hand. Getting drawn all the way back. And Zap is through with 4 points. Deja Boom planted in the infield by Marvy Lust. Zap getting an escort from Tricky Nicky. Pile up in the back straight with Zap, comes out with another 4 points. Deja Boom recycled to the rear of the pack once again. Zap. Gingerly getting around Deja Boom.
Shows a bit of the sportsmanship there. Saw a down skater. Didn't come flying into the back of the 2 skaters that were there.
Indeed. Deja Boom has handed the jammer star off to number 607, Gorgeous Curves. One-time skater for Ohio Roller Derby in Columbus. Zap picking up another 4 points for Maryland. And this might be their biggest jam of the game so far. Zap on another scoring pass. Calls the jam. And that is a 20-point jam for Maryland.
By Zap getting 16. 20.
And Ohio collecting 4. So score stands 114 to 72.
This is going to be real tight if we run out of jam time or
Period time?
Yeah. I think we're going to run out of period time before... Nope. We might get started with just a second on the clock. 2 seconds on the clock.
Oh, boy.
Period time is out. We are on jam time only now.
Final throw of the dice here for this half.
Oh no, I got trouble. Yeah, there's 2 minutes of exciting action.
And Devious, the jammer for Ohio, gets out, picks up lead.
114 to 72, Ohio and Maryland.
Buyer's remorse, jammer star in hand.
Barely kept her skate in bounds.
I don't know.
Both jammers going around the outside.
Nice to see you coming to my rescue, sir.
Early morning gym. I don't know who I am.
Early
So
morning gym.
Devious into the pack, out of the pack, calls the jam. 4 more points for Ohio. That's an 8-0 jam for Ohio. No points for Maryland, and we are at halftime.
122-72. That was the shortest game of derby I've ever called.
So Ohio leads by 50 points. We'll take a little break, and we'll be back very, very soon.
That went by like a flash.
Yeah, we got 5
It
minutes.
feels like you weren't here for that.
Or for 99% of it.
We need to be out of here by 9:45.
Yeah, I think
Almost just like that.
And we're going to be
What
pushing
I
it.
miss?
A lot.
What's that?
It's 30.
This is going to be a real quick intermission.
Yeah,
We got to be out of here at 9:45.
We're going to have a single 30-minute
That's
jam.
20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we got to do 30 minutes of derby in 20. Make it happen, Ohio.
After a very short breather, Devious on the jammer line for Ohio. She does a forearm shiver to Wreck-It Rosie and is out in lead jammer for Ohio.
I'll make it sound like they're not.
Shutter Speed recycled to the rear of the pack for Maryland. Shutter Speed picks up a penalty.
Yes, yes, of course.
Devious on the power jam for Ohio. That's 4 points.
Back to the penalty box.
Pack at a standstill in turn 1.
Hopefully by the time I'm done with my Derby 101.
Looks like we're going to be doing a lot of things to just run the clock down.
Yeah. So Devious gets through. That's 8 points so far in the jam for Ohio. Maryland losing another block into the penalty box. That is number 25, Eddie Kruger. And Devious is through. That's 12 points. Shutter Speed's penalty is expired. She meets the backside of Carmina Pirana.
Holy cow, numbers.
Jammer star in hand. Devious approaching the pack as well. And Devious hop, skip, and a jump to the inside. She goes chest to chest with Guantana Murta and gets out.
Center Speed's trying to get through. Ohio.
Jam is continuing. Devious with lead status. And Devious gets through. That's another 4 points. That is 20 for Ohio.
I'm seeing him circle in the air a lot.
Shutter Speed wedged into the Ohio pack. And Devious slips and falls. Shutter
No pack.
Speed stretching the pack to its breaking point. And Jammer Star was handed off to number 13, Wreck-It Rosie, as the jam ended. 2 more points for Ohio, no points for Maryland in that jam. So Ohio up now 144 to 72. Exactly double the number of points.
With math, 72 is half of 144.
And we have an official review
I did well in math.
requested by Ohio.
Yes, geometry.
I remember. I wasn't there. We just discussed it before.
Yeah, we discussed it before. Was that yesterday's conversation or was that this morning's conversation?
Who knows?
Yeah. It's been a long
So
day.
we can hope this is a relatively straightforward official review.
I'm good to know who I am at any given point.
I don't think you do. You're not wearing your suit.
You know,
I mean, Ohio up by 72
I'm
points.
practically a different person.
Yeah.
You've got an Ohio timeout.
And there was a jammer penalty to Maryland in that jam, so we'll see.
Woo woo indeed.
And the verdict is incoming.
White team wanted 3 points instead of 2. They will not get it. The 2 points stand. They do not retain the review.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ohio requesting a change to the scoring. There is not evidence from the referee's point of view to corroborate that, so they lose their official review. Score remains 144 to 72.
And I thought they were just like, but we want more. And the referees were like, well, then score more.
Right.
And jam is underway.
Right.
You go fast, do more circles, you get more points.
Deja Boom, I
Two more
believe, is the
circles
jammer
from
for
everyone else.
Ohio.
That
Buyer's
is,
Remorse with the jammer star for Maryland.
that is the most succinct way
Well, that is
to
Bruta
decide
Chris, the
Derby
jammer
that
for
I've
Ohio.
ever heard in
She's
my life.
drawn back almost to the jammer line.
It's what I've noticed.
Buyer's
What I'm also
Remorse
noticing is
lowers the
Buyer's
shoulder,
Remorse
spins out of the pack, is
circling
lead
her
jammer
way
for Maryland.
through the Ohio line.
Next time somebody asks them,
Bruta Chris.
Yeah.
It's our first jam of the game.
as well,
Passing off to 607.
That is
but
gorgeous
people on the
curves.
track, and one person, 2 people really.
So we have a jammer change for Ohio.
4 points in hand for Buyer's Remorse.
They got lots of
Pack is speeding up.
Curves is taking a star pass.
Good, gorgeous curves just came together with Marvie Lust. And her progress was severely interrupted. Buyers Remorse through for another 4 points for Maryland.
themselves.
Gorgeous curve spun to the infield, has to retreat.
Well, we've seen a lot of exciting jams on
Buyers Remorse on a third scoring pass, and she is through. 12-0 in the jam so far for Maryland. Gorgeous curves, trying to fight off Condoleezza Slice. Does so. Buyers Remorse on a fourth scoring pass. Jam is called. So Maryland responds with a 16-point jam here in jam number 2. And we are under 26 minutes left in the period.
16, double checking, 16 and 4, 16 points and 1 for Maryland, 4 for Ohio.
Team Ohio being pretty dominant over the course of the game so far. I think they took an early lead, haven't given it up.
Right, they stayed pretty steadily in that pace, but whoa. So, all right.
Everybody got penalties on that one.
Okay. All right. Zap, the lead jammer for Maryland. Deja Boom, jammer for Ohio. Both jammers circulating rapidly. Zap with 4 points. Each jammer with 4 points. The Loic has received the jammer star.
There's 2 calls on all these buildings. This is cross the chest, and they're down the arm.
Sorry for whatever is buzzing in the background of that. And jam ends 3-2 on that scoring pass for Ohio.
Sometimes you'll see both.
Is it still buzzing? Is it still buzzing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Devious, the jammer for Ohio. Shutter Speed, the jammer for Maryland. Shutter Speed with lead. Still buzzing. All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Jam is underway. Betty TKO with lead status for Ohio. Buyers Remorse, the jammer again for Maryland. Out of the pack now as well. Ohio leading by 159 to 102. We have 22.5 minutes left in the game. And Buyers Remorse circulating. Betty TKO with lead continues the jam. So Buyers Remorse with 4 points before Betty TKO can get on the scoreboard. Buyers Remorse second scoring pass, picks up an apex skip. What's that? Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Whoops. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Is that pack dead?
I know, there's just a buzz. It's like,
It sounds like some.
Thank you so much to the fans that stuck around for the
some remote pack is dead.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
That's what would happen if nothing is on wireless.
That means you guys have it's on wire.
Unless this transmitter.
No, is it natural? Don't lie.
That looks like her.
Okay, she's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
everything seems, yeah, it's like
She found something.
IT guy is coming, so.
Imagine most of these coaches by the end of this weekend have no voice when they get home.
Oh, no doubt. Honestly, if tomorrow's as exciting as I think it's going to be, I don't want you.
Oh man, I'm not leaving until a little bit like late in the morning, so I'm gonna come in and I'm watch the start of the Indiana Michigan game. I'm gonna send them all the good vibes.
You gonna watch the stream tomorrow?
What scrimmage?
Scrimmage.
Men's scrimmage? What time is that? Well, we'll see when I get up.
So no. I already got all excited.
Until you told me the time.
Right.
And I was like, that's awfully early.
Well, it should be good. Not getting tempered eye though.
That would really need is I don't track record.
So walking about. What?
I guess I could probably look at the schedule.
It's probably
Scram?
yes.
Scram's gonna start. Is the Michigan Indiana game?
Okay.
Which we know, yeah, the Michigan. Ludicrous. Marvelous. Ludicrous is our lead.
I am not quite sure.
So it's still buzzing.
It's still buzzing.
Nice.
The only thing I can think is that it's getting interference from somewhere. But it could be from the connectors, it could be from the mics. I mean, these aren't exactly high quality headsets per se, right? Kind of done on a budget.
That goes a lot. Travis is not a lot of people.
Yeah. Wow. That is plenty of interference. I'll quiz you later.
Oh no, don't do that.
and you could each wear like one ear off, you can still hear each other, and at least you can talk into the mics through the live stream. I mean, but if it's humming on the live stream, but if it's still humming on the live stream, right?
Another, wow.
It's kind of like.
Now we got a power jam situation for Ohio.
House party in the belly box for Maryland.
So look,
Live stream is coming through this.
tell them to move. Hold them back so they can shoot. Walk right by them. Number 25.
Try it now.
Okay. After a bit of technical difficulty, we might be back live. I still hear very little bit.
No, I still hear a very tiny little bit of buzzing, but
Very tight little bit. Okay. It's probably the board. I'll have to talk to our person to see if we can get a replacement board for tomorrow, or maybe covering it off overnight. We'll give it a little time since it's been on all day.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, we'll figure out something else.
So we apologize for any lack of communication here. We're having a slight technical issue with our soundboard.
Yeah, it's hey, it's been running all day. It might just be tired.
It's as tired as we are.
Yeah.
It needs food and a beer and a soft blanket to cry in.
Right. Maybe a tall glass of water and some Advil. That'll fix it right up. Maybe
Just
some orange
so it can come
Gatorade in
back
the morning.
At 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Team Ohio 204 crossing the second century mark. Maryland at 143. Still a respectable score. 11 minutes left in the second period.
Yeah, Maryland just hanging around a little bit. Still sort of kind of in striking distance, but Ohio has been in command of this game the entire time. A TKO, the apex skip, completes a scoring pass.
Hop, skip, and a jump away.
4 points for Ohio.
So 4 points for each team in this jam. 12 each, excuse me. That jam time's up. 16 to 12 in favor of Ohio. Just under 11 minutes remaining in the game. And looks like we will get Deja Vu to the chamber line for Ohio. And we apologize for whatever buzzing is happening in the background here. Timeout taken by Maryland. And this, I believe, will be Maryland's final game of the tournament. Ohio may have a game as well tomorrow. I haven't quite seen the finalized schedule. So action about to get back underway with under 10 minutes remaining. We're up against the time limit here at the Lansing Center venue.
We got 12 minutes to play just under 10 minutes of Derby.
See how well we can do here. Zap picks up lead jammer status from Maryland. Deja Boom spinning, flirting with disaster on the inside line. Elects to recycle. And Zap on a scoring pass now for Maryland. 2 blockers to contend with. She takes a tumble. Looks like Halo check being sent to the penalty box for an out-of-play block.
I've been hit by Halo check. It's not great.
I have witnessed Halo check dishing out blocks. Yeah, I can imagine that receiving one is not fun. Zap gets through. That's another 4 points for Maryland. 8-0 jam so far.
Deja Boom getting called off on a blocking to the head.
Or is that a blocking with the head?
There was some sort of a block
Yeah.
with the head.
But
it wasn't legal.
at some point, Zap picked up a penalty. That'll release Deja Boom from the penalty box. Deja Boom, a very slow apex skip. Picks up 4 points. Harvey Lust.
Big hits. Also some big elbows.
Big hit to Ruta Chris. Neither jammer with lead status is going 2 minutes. Zap into and out of the pack. Eluding the attention of Halo check. Jam ends, 2 more points to Ohio, 4 points for Maryland. And that ends 20-6. Maryland not going quietly into the night here.
Closing the gap down to 50 points. 49 actually, no, 51. Take that back. They picked up another.
So that is 45 points, the margin now for Maryland. And Shutter Speed picking up lead jammer status.
Pile-ups right at the pivot line.
Ohio has passed the jammer star to Maloik. I believe Carmina Pirana started with the jammer star. Maloik on an initial pass. Oh, scoring pass for Maloik, excuse me. Shutter Speed. Into the pack. Jam is called. Maloik lobbying for some points for Team Ohio is able to get 1.
Jam ref Baconator throwing up double horns, signifying.
He's a Texas fan.
Signifying rock and roll.
Yeah.
Or 2 points.
Okay. So 6-6 on that jam. Margin remains 45 points. We have 6 minutes remaining in the game. Jam is underway. And Devious, the jammer. Excuse me, that's Betty TKO, the jammer for Ohio. Maryland's jammer sitting in the penalty box. And a forearm penalty to number 607, Gorgeous Curves. Betty TKO picking up a penalty as well. That's going to put Maryland on the power jam. Shutter Speed. Helmet cover in hand, finds a path to the inside, completes her initial pass. And both these teams running jams as long as they can this half. Trying to eat up some time on the clock. And shutter speed forced into the infield by Carmina Pirana.
Taking a look at some of our David Cucci Family Markets jams. These are the Jammer MVPs. Got a jar of frog jam.
Frog jam.
100% natural frogs.
Okay. Alrighty then. Sounds like a taste treat.
And we also have bear jam, made from real bear.
Jam. Okay. All right. Betty TKO's expired. She is out of the box, has collected some points. It's a 6-4 jam in favor of Maryland at the moment. Fires remorse with the jammer star. Jammers into and out of the pack. Fires remorse. Betty TKO. Doing some jammer engagement. And another 2 points for Maryland, 2 more points for Ohio. A 12-10 jam. Ohio steadily with the 53-point lead.
Only 3.5 minutes left, timeout being called.
Ohio has requested the timeout, it appears.
So 3.5 minutes. 53 points behind.
The clock is not Maryland's friend at the moment.
Need about 17 points a jam.
Yeah. That's
Plus one.
doable. I mean,
So 3 jams, at least 17 points a jam. I mean, it's doable.
yeah.
Cherry jalapeno. Looks like
And is Ohio taking another timeout here?
They're made with 100% all natural bear. The blue oyster.
Okay, so that has to be the Maryland.
Mike, where did Police Academy take place? Is that New Jersey? I mean, whatever city Police Academy is in is the Blue Oyster. Somebody Google that if you please. That's not my phone songs. This is not my phone. It's as bad. Like me.
So jam is underway. Zap picking up lead status for Maryland. And Beloit receiving the jammer star now for Ohio. And Zap will call the jam after picking up 4 points for Maryland. We have under 3 minutes to play. Maryland trailing by 238 to 189. 49 points the margin. back to the jammer line.
So 24 points at least.
Yeah.
2 jams.
Devious, the jammer for Ohio. And Devious is lead jammer. Fires, of course, handing off the jammer star to Marv E. Lust. Devious will toe stop through the tulips, picks up 4 points, calls the jam. So it's 2:42, 189. Less than 2 minutes remaining.
So 53 points, 1, possibly 2 jams. So we're still at 27 points a jam.
Yeah.
1 jam, 23.
Not impossible, but highly unlikely. Maryland taking a timeout. Let's see, I'm thinking MVP jammer would be Devious. And then blocker, I would have. Let's see, blocker. How about Eddie Kruger for Maryland? Eddie. Yeah. Okay. What's that? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, we gave Marv an award earlier. Yeah. 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 That could well be. Yeah. Maybe Betty TKO.
The jam going out to number 3 for Ohio. Betty TKO.
So,
Lloyd with a little directional.
So Betty TKO with lead on a scoring pass. Zap, the jammer for Maryland, and Zap gets through, but is quickly reabsorbed by the pack. Connolly's a slice, drawing back Betty TKO. That's 4 points for Maryland for Zap. 4 points for Betty TKO as well.
30 seconds left in the game. A minute on the jam clock.
Less than 30 seconds on the period clock. Zap through for another 4 points, as is Betty TKO. Maryland leading this jam 12-8. They are past the 200-point mark.
Less than 10 seconds.
Both jammers into the pack. 3 seconds in the period. Betty TKO decides after the engage she will call the jam as the period clock hits 0.
And we are out of time. Yep, on the period clock, out of time. We're going to get an official score.
Our unofficial fun.